Apparently, Caleb Williams is going to be a bust. That is according to one NFL scout who gave an absolutely scorching take on Caleb and why he believes he'll be a complete bust. You guys got to see this, man. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports All back at it with another video talking, of course, NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, please do hit that subscribe button down below. All right, so let's talk about this, all right? So Caleb Williams, obviously the expected number one overall pick in the 2024 draft, whether that's by the Chicago Bears or somebody else, he will be that number one pick. He got eviscerated and completely torn apart in this article I read about him, which I will be showing here to you guys. And let me just preface my comments by saying this article is by an NFL scout, a former NFL scout. His name is Daniel Kelly. Now, I try to look him up and see if it was legit. It seems like he is legit, a legitimate scout, or was. And I got to tell you, to me, reading this article, some of the points he brought up were kind of valid, but I'll give my full thoughts after I kind of show you guys the article. So here we go. This is what he said. I've now evaluated USC quarterback Caleb Williams in every snap he took in 2022 and 2023, and I've written approximately 11,850 words reflecting on him in articles. The takeaway: Williams is too undisciplined, moody, and immature to ever realize his potential. Yes, he is loaded with God-given raw arm strength and elite ability to create and extend, which is the draw to him, but he's underdeveloped in the finer points of the position. His skill set doesn't translate well to the next level. The NFL game is about quick time to throw, precise downfield ball placement, and ball security. The only box he checks is ball security, improving from 35 pass breakups in 2022 to 15 in 2023. All right, so talks about that, and again, I'll give you guys my full thoughts kind of at the end when I'm done showcasing the article or the main points of it. And he continues here with the concerns that he sees in Caleb Williams. So he says the concerns are downward trajectory. Williams regressed in 2023. NFL expectations will be crazy high. The expectations alone will cause him to be a bust. Time to throw. Pro Football Focus recorded Williams at 3.44 seconds in 2022 and 3.21 seconds in 2023. Williams was sacked 63 times in 2022-23. Only 7 NFL QBs are over 3 seconds per Next Gen Stats. Bears QB Justin Fields was the slowest, 3.23 seconds. Fields was sacked 99 times in 2022-2023. Number 4, glorified system QB. I did an independent study this season. Williams' best completion percentage came on throwing 44 to 62% short passes. His 3 worst games, 56 to 57% were fewer short passes. Not a big game QB. Williams was 2-9 against ranked teams the past 2 seasons. Number 6, fumbles, 32 fumbles in 36 games. Number 7, post-game conduct. Refused to shake hands with Utah and refused to talk to reporters after UCLA loss. 8, nature. Wants to get out of structure as a passer and gets reckless as a runner. Increased injury risk. He reverts to locking in with receivers. Additionally, he's talked down about a fan calling him a sheep, and he does unpredictable and uncensored things ranging from painting obscurities on his fingernails to jumping into the stands and crying in his mother's arms. 9, inexperience dealing with adversity. Williams said, I've never been in the situation where I'm 7-5. There are no playoff hopes at the end of the season. I'm dealing with it emotionally, dealing with it spiritually and physically. Number 10, Holiday Bowl. USC bounced right back against number 15, Louisville, with QB Miller Moss, who's making his first career start. He maxed Williams' USC high of 6 touchdown passes in a game. And he continues here with kind of a final summary of his scouting report. He says, gifted prima donna playground QB with the will to win, needs a strong personality head coach, offensive coordinator, and QB coach working in concert. Leads with inconsistent rhythm and tempo, inconsistent footwork, affects timing routes and ball placement, instinctual, elite pocket escape and improvisation, best throwing short range, inconsistent, intermediate, deep, always looking for the big play while missing open underneath receivers. Pass rush affected him, Oregon nifty runner. Final words, Williams is an elite athlete, but there's nothing generational about him as a passer. It's important to be able to separate the two. Okay, wow. That was a lot there. Obviously, Daniel Kelly, the scout, his former scout, completely eviscerated Caleb Williams. So let me just start by this. I really don't care about the antics, if you will, the painting the nail stuff, the off the field stuff, the crying stuff. I don't care about all that. Point being is, we just don't know enough about the situation. We're not close to Caleb. We don't talk to his friends, his family. We don't know Caleb like that. Now, Ryan Poles and his team will get to know Caleb like that. And Ryan Poles has talked about, the person being just as important as the player, and he will do his background and his research. But to me, that does not matter much. To me, what matters is, can you play the position? Can you play football? Can you play quarterback in football and do it effectively? Because in Chicago, we've had a bunch of guys that have been nice, put their head down, go to work. Mitchell Trubisky comes to mind. But at the end of the day, he couldn't play the position. And so to me, I don't really care about all those things. I get it. Daniel wants to point it out, and it is what it is. Some people don't like it. He's not everyone's cup of tea. I just don't want to talk about that stuff because I just don't think it's that relevant. Let's talk about the football side of things here. When he talks about the fact that, Caleb is a guy who tends to hold on to the football too long. He's a guy who looks for the home run play. As far as a passer, he's not generational. That stuff, I will tell you, folks, that stuff kind of does scare me. And look, I'm not flip-flopping here, so I want to be very clear in what I'm going to say. I know what I don't know, meaning there's a lot of people that do this for a living, covering football, the draft, studying prospects, all of that stuff, that obviously have way more knowledge than I ever will. And I tend to lean towards those so-called experts and analysts and kind of go with what they're saying. And my point is, we've seen pretty much everybody call Caleb Williams generational, right? Can one, two people be wrong? Sure, but can everybody be wrong? That's where I kind of, have a hard time with. And that's why I wanted to bring up this article because, everybody says he's generational. So it's interesting to see a guy come out and say, hey, no, I think he's the complete opposite. He's a bust. So that's the first thing I want to point out is that I know only, so much that I can tell you as a kind of football fan. That's why I lean on the experts. But all the experts say he's a generational prospect. Now, obviously, Daniel doesn't think so. And I do see this on tape. When I watch Caleb Williams, I do see this on tape. And I am concerned with those things. But I think two things can both be true. Even though Caleb does tend to have these habits, I think he is still, to me, a more advanced passer at this point still than Justin Fields. I still think that, okay? Based off of the tape. Now, what he said here about needing a strong personality head coach, coordinator, coaches around him that are all in concert, he absolutely needs that, for sure. Matt Eberflus, I don't know if he's the guy. I tend to think not. But we have a lot of other good coaches that I do trust, and Shane Waldron and Kerry Joseph and these other guys we hired. So hopefully that structure is there in place for Caleb to kind of be taught the right things and get rid of the football quick and all of that. So that's where I agree with, Daniel Kelly about the fact that, on tape, he's got these bad habits because I've seen them. Now, I will also say that with Caleb Williams, I wish we never were put in this position where we had sometimes the number one overall pick and where, if it wasn't for us having it, Justin Fields would be the guy and you're moving forward with the next year. There's no questions about it. It's just unfortunate. I might do another separate video just talking about this. It's so unfortunate that we're kind of in this position in the sense of Justin Fields has to, kind of deal with it. And essentially, this is a very rare opportunity that a team that finishes 7-10 finishes with the number one overall pick and the quarterback gets replaced, right? Usually that doesn't happen. I'm talking about a younger team. Usually you have to be really bad, 2 or 3 win team to get the number one overall pick. This time we got it obviously through another team. And so my point is, any other scenario, Justin Fields is back. We're not even talking about a quarterback. But in this scenario, we are. And so I'm saying I wish that wasn't the case. I also wish we had a more of a prototypical passing quarterback a la Andrew Luck. Not even going to say Trevor Lawrence, because I feel like Lawrence has been a bit underwhelming in the NFL just based off of the hype, but he's still a very good quarterback. But more like an Andrew Luck type man, where he can beat you in the pocket, and he's got good, solid fundamentals. That's the thing I feel like lacks with Caleb, is I feel like he's always looking for the home run play. And in the NFL, I want a guy now who sits in the pocket and makes the right reads, takes what the defense gives him, and more importantly, gets the ball out quick. That's what I want. And all of those things can still be possible for Caleb. The coaches can certainly teach him all of those things. I'm just saying right now he's got those bad habits. Okay? So overall, just to kind of summarize everything here for you guys, folks, I do think Daniel Kelly has some valid points here in the scouting report about Caleb's bad habits. The extracurricular things I don't care about at all. I'll let Ryan Poles figure that out. But as far as Caleb himself, I'm not moving off of the stance that I do feel like it is worth taking a chance on a guy who a lot of smart football people think is generational, to take that chance and help, have him get developed here with the right coaches. I am still willing to take that chance. I will be happy either way if we do go with Justin Fields and trade the pick. But if we take Caleb, I'm still okay with that. So this scouting report hasn't turned me off in the sense of I'm not trying to draft Caleb anymore. But yeah, certainly some things do scare me, and I wish we had a more polished prospect coming out. But hey, a lot of more smarter people than me say he's generational. Not saying those people can't be wrong, but I tend to trust those people, and hard to say everybody's going to be wrong about that. We'll see. We'll see at the end of the day. Ultimately, I'm not going to be making that decision. Ryan Poles will. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. But I'll tell you this, I still think it is the right decision if the Bears do go that route. But I will be happy either way. Let me know what you guys think, man. Has this scouting report kind of turned your eyes away from Caleb? Do you not want him anymore? Did you never want him? Leave a comment down below as always.